All right, crew. So in the first video, what I was talking about is some of our bold-faced words in this first paragraph, and the ones that I talked about were figurative and technical, right? And when I said figurative, that means that it's different from the normal meaning of the word, right? And then when I talk about the technical meaning, that's like the normal specific definition of the word. So the definition or the example that I gave to you guys is the word crescendo, right? The technical meaning of that word in music is to slowly get louder, right? Or to get louder, right? But if I were to say that the action in the movie was crescendoing to a breaking point, I'm not talking about music, but I am talking about something getting more and more intense. So I would be using the figurative meaning in that case, whereas the actual technical meaning is that it's for music to get louder, right? So that's the difference between figurative and technical. Now it says that sometimes writers choose words with a positive or negative connotative meaning to show how they feel about the topic. So the word connotative or connotation, right, is a positive or negative kind of feeling that they're trying to give off. It's kind of like the vibe that they're trying to give off, right? So if I say that something was challenging, if I took a challenging test, you might be like, ooh, it sounds like it was kind of like a fun challenge. But if I say, oh, that test was so difficult or so hard, then you get a negative connotation, a negative vibe from it. Like, ooh, that sounds like it was a bad one. Maybe I should study more for it, right? So connotative meaning or connotation is kind of the vibe, good or bad, that a word gives off, right? And it shows how the author feels about the topic. You can figure out an author's intended meaning by thinking about the word's context or the text that comes before and after it, right? So context, you guys have probably heard of context clues before, right? The context of something is what's happening around it, right? So if I said use your context clues, I'd be asking you to look at the words before it and the words after it to try to figure out what that word means if you don't know what it means. Okay, so let me close out of my webcam here so we can get more screen space. And let's look at the picture below and read how the boy and girl are describing the music. Circle the words and clues in the picture that tell you how each person feels about the music. So we got this rock band in the background, right? And we see this boy here. And again, if I'm circling clues, well, the first thing I'm going to circle is the fact that he's like smiling and dancing, right? He's looking like he's having a good time. And then what he's saying this music is intense, right? So based on what he's looking like and doing there and what he's saying, I think that he means that the music is intense, like in a good way. Like, whoa, this is an intense song. I like it, right? Sorry, that's kind of a weird triangle. Then the girl here, if I were to circle her and look for a clue, she does not look like she's having a good time, right? She is going through it. She's saying this music is ear splitting, okay? When I see the word ear splitting, I'm pretty sure that that means here that she is not having a good time, right? Obviously, her ears are not literally splitting off of her head, but it's painful and irritating to her enough that they might as well be doing that, right? So it's below that it says the words intense and ear splitting are both ways of saying that something is loud. But intense suggests positive feelings, like I said, while ear splitting suggests negative ones. Although they have similar meanings, the words have different connotations, right? So it says, look again at how the girl describes the music. Are her ears literally splitting? No, of course not, right? If this girl were standing here and her ears were ripping off of her head, I think that people would be not reacting how they are, right? They'd be kind of freaking out a little bit. So where it says, are her ears literally splitting? You would write no, of course not, right? No, her ears are not literally splitting. We would say that they're figuratively having an ear splitting effect, right? Because they're not literally splitting off of her head. So what does she really mean? She means that the music is really loud and that she doesn't like it, right? The music is really loud and she doesn't like it, right? That's the actual meaning of what she says because her ears are not literally splitting. If the music is ear splitting, she's using that description to say that it's loud and she doesn't like it. And in the next video, I will answer the next question and fix my spelling error.